The only people you see helping the brothers and sisters in Mississippi, Foundation of Black Americans. We're helping each other. We have to come to each other's rescue. You see, I done sent a couple of $1,000s down there yesterday. I done sent some money down there already. I'm sending more. But you really only see us out there putting in work. There's a FBA family out there in the South. They got their own water bottling company, and they've been out there putting in massive work. Shout out to them. Our good brother, Mr. West, the brother who has that water filtration system that he built, that they were targeting up there in Flint when he went up there. We sent money to him. Shout out to that brother. He went out there, or he's going out there. So we're looking out for for each other. We have to look out for ourselves. Nobody's trying to help us, and that's fine. That is fine. This is why y'all always hear me talk about, listen, Black people, what we need to learn how to do, we need to start focusing on how to run complete societies on our own. I always tell people, always give a scenario that we should look into. What if all the white supremacists just disappeared yesterday? Some kind of disease or anything that happened, something happened where all of the white supremacists who are running everything, they just fell out, some kind of tragic event, and they just all died. Some type of weird disease like that one in Philadelphia some years back. It was it was in Maryland. And I used to talk about this story all the time. There was a weird disease, some airborne disease out there in Maryland that was only targeting white people. Do y'all remember that story? I used to play that on my Ustream show. I'll have to put the link up again for you. But it was out there in was it Prince George County, something like that. It was a place out there in Maryland where there was this weird airborne disease and only white people were getting it. And the news reporter said, yeah, this weird disease, this airborne sickness, is not targeting the Black community. It's only targeting white and like rich people. It was something they tried to, throw in as a low-key dig. It's only targeting smart people and white people. They were saying some real slick stuff. I really have to put that link up. This was happening out there. And then all of a sudden they buried that story. You see? So what if they just all disappeared? What are you going to do, Black people? What are you going to do? Because see, after some niggas celebrate, now you'll celebrate for like a week. If all the white supremacists fell off and disappeared, it'd be a week-long celebration. Then all of a sudden, who's going to run these satellites that's in the atmosphere? Who's going to run the electrical grids? Who's going to run the water supply systems? See, we have to start learning that. You understand? We have to start learning how to run water supply systems, electrical systems. See, we got to start from scratch because we haven't done this in a long time. That's what we need to look into. See, we're taught just to look at the glamorous things in order to sustain ourselves. Sports, music, entertainment, stuff like that. We're just taught as Black people to look at the glamorous things, and that's how we can get our come up on. This is why I take my hat off to the brothers and sisters out there in Mississippi who got their own water system, well, their bottling company, because there's an emergency and bam, they're right there on top of it. You see? When there's an emergency and people's basic needs have to be met, we can't send an athlete out there. The athlete ain't gonna cut it. We can't drink an athlete. We can't drink a rapper. You understand? So the brothers and sisters who's doing the boring work, we think, running a business like that can be boring. But no, that's something that's a necessity. Now, they're the superstars now because everybody's looking to them. We got to be on that. Just like John Henry Clark said, we have to start learning how to just make basic stuff like underwear. Everybody wears underwear. Remember, when the whole COVID thing popped off, I was sending everybody to a brother I met in Baltimore at one of my lectures. I remember, I keep a lot of people's cards. When I travel the country and I see Black folks who are running businesses, I'm going to keep your card. I'm talking about a business that has essential things. I'm definitely going to keep your card. I like networking with people who have things or who run businesses with things that we need. And I met a brother. He said, "Man, I own a paper company, like toilet paper, paper towels, and all that stuff. So holla at me, man. You want to make an order?" And this was years ago. So when the COVID thing happened, and you remember there was a run on toilet paper, a run on toilet tissue, it was getting sold out. I was sending everybody to him. That brother, he was doing great business. Now some of the orders took a long time because he got flooded overnight. You dig? But we have to start looking into stuff like that. Now, what I do, with one of my companies, it is a media company. When I do my films, it's not just entertainment. We utilize that as media. You understand? That's a media company. We have a media company where we get essential information out about our community and what we need to do as far as solutions. That is media. That's what I do. That's my part. We need other brothers and sisters out here who are getting into the bare necessity of things. We need folks to make and manufacture clothes, underwear, um, medicines. That's what we had our good brother Dr. Sebi and brother Layla Africa and our good sister Queen of Four out there in New York. These are the people. Tahuti, brother Tahuti out here in LA. Y'all notice I'm always bigging these people up. I'm always sending folks to these people because when we need something, when we get sick or whoever, these are the people we need to know. We need clothes. We need to have some people to go to. Or we need tissue, paper towels. We need to have some people to go to. We have to start getting into the bare necessity business. Y'all always hear me talk about this one brother who is usually in our chat rooms. He's a plumber down in Texas. I'm always promoting that brother. Again, plumbing, water, things like that. We have to get into that. It's not as glamorous as we want it to be. See, we want to do stuff where we can get on Instagram and floss. We got to get off that bullshit. All right. We got to get off the whole Instagram flossing. We don't want to do nothing if we can't floss it on Instagram. There's nothing flossy about water until you need it. You understand? Now, when there's a run on water and all the water is janky, all of a sudden the water company is going to be all on Instagram because people are going to be looking to them. You see, we have to get into the down and dirty and the boring work of sustaining a society and a community. So we need our brothers and sisters out here who understand electrical work. We need electrical engineers that we need to be clicked in with. That's why we have to do more networking. We're going to do more things like we did with the FBA conference. That was a beautiful thing. And we had the conference during the COVID thing and it was still sold out. But what I liked about it, we met so many brothers and sisters who were running businesses, and it was a great place for us to get together and network so we will know who's who. And when we get into an emergency, we'll have somebody's number to call for whatever necessity we have to get involved in. We need to have another conference. We wanted to do a rally in DC, which was more politically themed, but DC, they're still janking us around with the damn permit. So that's not going to happen, which is fine. That wasn't a big deal. But what we do need to do is a conference somewhere. We need to have another FBA conference. And we get a venue. We don't have to worry about permits from the damn park services and all of these people. And this can be anywhere. We can even have that in DC. We can have that in a private place in DC. My wife gave me that idea, like, hey, just get a building somewhere out there and just rent a building instead of worrying about the park services and them jerking us around. We can do DC or we can do Atlanta again. I have no problem with Atlanta. Love Atlanta. So that's something that we need to look into as well, so that we can get brothers and sisters together so we can really, really network with each other. We need to see who the riders are. We need to see who the business people are. We need to see who the lawyers are. I network with some great lawyers at the FBA conference. I met some phenomenal people. And many of you who's listening, you were there. We met some great, great, phenomenal people um, in all walks of life. So that's something that we should look into, having another FBA conference where we can network with people, because we got to watch we have to have our backs right now. We have to watch each other's back because we're being targeted majorly. So we got to really get codified. This stuff that they're doing with the water, this stuff that they're doing with just food and everything. And out here in LA, they're doing real slick stuff with the black people who are owning businesses. So we got to really tighten up and get on code so that we can make sure the community is good. Anybody needs something, the community will be there to look out for them. Anybody who's trying to do business will be out there supporting their businesses. We just need to be on top of it, and we have the capabilities to do so because nobody else is going to do it for us. You feel me? Now let's get some calls in here from some of the family. Got a lot of folks in here. Let me see. Let's get Brother Prince in here. I see you, Brother Prince. Hop on, bro. What's up, Prince?
Hey, how you doing, Tariq? Two things. One on the genocide in Jackson with the water.
Yeah.
Shout out to you for donating to Moses West.
Yes.
I got to connect with him like a month or two ago, but I would say you should do an interview with him because he needs a lot of like kind of press that he's not getting. Like before all this blew up, there was like very few press articles covering him or any media really. So if you did an interview, that would like be awesome. And then on the
That great idea. You know what? Excellent idea. And I'm
thank you.
gonna reach out to him tomorrow. That's a great idea, brother.
That'd be
I'm gonna
awesome.
reach out to that brother tomorrow and chop it up with him and have him on.
Yeah,
Wonderful idea. But go
that'd be
ahead.
great. Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
On the other side, the FBA tech and businesses, definitely agree with you on that. Like we have to be able to kind of control our own society, our own communities, our own water, our own electricity. And Moses West and Aaron Salter are great examples. If you think about water generation leads to electricity generation. And then you also had Aaron Salter, who got killed in the Tops massacre, who created the hydroelectric powered
Yep.
engine. So you combine Moses West with Aaron Salter, that's like water to fuel the car, right? So it's like that's
Yeah.
the type of level of thinking we need to be having and then growing it. So I just want to say that.
Thank you, man. Real good talk,
Thank you.
man. And yeah, brother Moses West, he sent me a tweet to thank me for, sending some money down there to him. Real good brother. And remember when he was in Flint, we talked about this. When, the water situation happened in Flint, he took his machine out there and he has a machine that can take particles from air and convert it into water. So he took his machine out there and he's helping the people out. Some people came, and it sounded like some people from them alphabet folks came and sabotaged his water machine. And what he said, he was like, hey, this wasn't no random vandalism. Whoever sabotaged my machine, they knew exactly how to disable it. They knew exactly what they're doing. This was like some professional shit. This wasn't the work of like a crackhead or nothing. They knew exactly where to go. And this is a very intricate, complicated machine. This is not just a big chunk of metal. The way it's set up, it's kind of complicated. And he said whoever went and sabotaged it knew just what to target. You understand? So the dominant society, every time we do some things that will keep us or get us in a position where we can be self-sufficient, when a black person does it, I always say something weird happens to him. Now, my man brought up the brother up there in Buffalo. Remember the dude in Buffalo who was a security guard at that store, the brother who was most likely targeted, he came up with an electrical water system that he had just designed. And all of a sudden, this crazed white supremacist with all of these racial epithets written on his gun goes up there and kills him and a bunch of random people. And the racism was, to me, more of a smokescreen because I really believe that brother was actually targeted because the white supremacist was up there casing out the store. Why are you casing out a store that you're going to do a random shooting on? You know what I'm saying? And he'd been casing out the store for like a month. Why would you case a store out and you're just going to shoot random people? You case something out to see a pattern. If you're casing something out, you're watching somebody. You're trying to find one person's pattern so that you can target that person at a specific time. You don't have to case out a random joint if you're just going to shoot random people. So I really believe that brother was targeted. Let me get some more calls in here. Let's get Afro Elite in here. Let's get our brother Afro Elite. What's up, Afro Elite? Afro Elite in here.
Tariq, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
I'm good. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to touch up on the topic today about the West Indian Parade. I saw that on the timeline, and something that I found interesting is earlier this year when we were trying to celebrate Juneteenth and we were making it distinctive that it was our holiday as foundational Black Americans, we were getting a lot of pushback from quote unquote Pan Africanists. I know specifically when I said that Juneteenth has nothing to do with Africa, I know I was put on Instagram and Twitter, and I saw a lot of other FBAs who went through the same thing. But it's interesting that these Pan Africanists don't have anything to say when other ethnic groups, other Black ethnic groups, have their own unique celebrations that they gatekeep. Pan African,
Right.
these quote unquote Pan Africanists, and that's why I use the term quote unquote, because they're not even truly acting in the way of Pan Africanism, because they don't care about gatekeeping when it comes to other ethnicities. It's only foundational Black Americans. When we try to gatekeep anything, do Pan Africanists have all this smoke about we need to go back to the motherland and we're all from Africa?
Real talk, man. And you know what I noticed about many of these folks who really try to shame us with their Pan-Africanism. Hey, how come you don't love the motherland like I love the motherland? That's our home, brother. All of that, love the motherland and go back to the motherland, which they never go. Usually a lot of these dudes pushing that Pan-Africanist stuff, if we keep it a buck, most of them are running little scams and finesse games, man, to be honest. If we really look at them, it's a scam and a finesse. They're selling us Wakanda. You dig? They're selling us Wakanda, just like in Cobra. In Cobra, it's like, yeah, we need to get reparations in the form of repatriating and all of it. These are Democratic shills who really use reparations and not even real reparations. They try to redefine what reparations are as a way to really undermine us so their particular organization can get little kickbacks from the Democrats. So you have the political finessers who try to push Pan-Africanism, wink, wink, as a way to keep our eyes focused off of what we need to get here. They sit up and when we say, hey, man, we need stuff right here, the Democrats, we're voting for them. They need to give us something here in America so that we can live better in America. So the fake ass Pan Africanist Democrats will say, oh, no, brother. No, we need to get out of the white man's land. This devil, this cracker. No, brother. No, we don't need this white man money over here. We need to get some money to go to the motherland. That's what we need to do. It's all of that. Don't try to get this white. Why you want to stay here? This white man is bloodthirsty. Oh, you don't want to be around this white man. It's the white man land. Well, nigga, why are you here, dude? If this is the white man's land and all of that, then why are you not over there in Africa in Wakanda drinking a cup of vibranium, nigga? Why are you still over here? You know what I'm saying? And then you have these other finesses where they try to sell some kind of real estate scheme. Yeah, brother, over in Africa, man, we building, Akon got Akon City. We building Hotep Hotel, dude. We got the Hotep Hotel. It's gonna be a 39-story building, state of the art, all solar powered, and it's gonna be run off shea butter and soy milk. And brother, it's gonna be popping, man. We're gonna have live giraffes. That's instead of elevators, giraffes are gonna lift you up to the 39th floor. It's gonna be phenomenal. And the giraffes are trained, brother. And then what we gonna do is, we're gonna have fufu and we're gonna have jollof rice, all you can eat, a whole buffet of jollof, and all you got to pay just a little piece of money, not that much, just a little piece of money. You get the whole buffet, the giraffe ride, all of that. You get to bathe hippopotamuses. It's gonna be phenomenal. We're gonna have roller coasters, and okay. So y'all got to invest in the Hotep Hotel, brother. Invest in it. They're trying to get us to invest in some kind of scheme out there. That's what Akon was doing, talking about Akon City and all of that stuff. It's going to be a racism-free city. Ain't nobody biting off that, man. Ain't nobody biting on it. We good, brother. We're good. We're good. So there's always some kind of finesse when people are pushing that Pan-African stuff on us now. You dig? And we're not going for it no more. We're cool. Moses, hop on, man. Hop on, Moses.
Tariq, thanks for the space and for having me on. I feel your frustration. We're not having it. I'll touch on 3 points. With the West Indian Day Parade, you notice ain't no FBA, Black Americans ain't throw no shade ain't feel no salty feelings. Do you, man? Do
Yes.
you? Do you? But you notice Juneteenth parade and so and such, they just felt salty, so salty they had to throw in flags that are not FBA.
Yeah.
That whole Juneteenth celebration was very salty. It was salty, you know why? Because of the FBA flag. It was very salty. And the person that threw the most shade and felt the most saltiest was Mayor Eric Adams, that butt sniffer. All right, we done with that point. We done
Yeah.
with that point. Second point, Mississippi. We thank you for your donation.
Yes,
That
we do.
led me to finding what organizations out there. I had to do intense research to donate. We thank you. The fact that you're doing this and you're transcending for us to do it too. So we
Yes.
thank you for that. And
Much
we
better.
see Sheila Jackson Lee over there in Pakistan. Oh my gosh, laughing stock,
I
serious
know.
serious laughing stock. And my third point, Tariq, I started listening to you and other um, e- um, new black media outlets that are doing phenomenal things back in 2016, really. um, 2016, 17, I was at the 52, 54 annual salary. After I really took into I took account of the messaging that you are pushing, and I implement that word into my professional life. Look, man, I'm making six figures now. And
Beautiful.
really, it's because of the messaging that I implant in my mind. I implant that message in my mind, and I transcend it in my professional work, in my professional skills. And man, I just want to thank you for the fact that you made me a tough black man. All right,
Man, that's
your
beautiful, man.
messaging made me very.
Oops, I made a mistake and cut you off, but I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. We really, really appreciate that, man. I love to see brothers get the game and really take it and do something with it and make it work for them. Let's get our brother Dwan B in here. What's up, Dwan?
What's up, man? Thank you again for shouting out my tree on your show. I appreciate that.
Where
Big
can people get the shirt and the picture? Where can people get that? Because I forgot the website.
incenseInAshtrays.com.
Yes, yes,
And
that beautiful musical black musical tree thing is a phenomenal visual piece of art, man. Very good visual piece.
if you look in the stock, you see I have stand-up comedy in there because that's something else that we created too in those same Chitlin Circuit rooms as the blues. And a lot of
Yes,
people don't know that.
yes, indeed.
And
But go ahead.
But yeah, now when it comes down to this West Indian Day parade, if you just notice the temperament of Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, we really don't care.
Right,
And I think that's something that these people don't understand. It's like it doesn't mean anything to us, positive or negative. It's just like y'all got what y'all got, cool, and we just want that same energy in return, and it'll be all good. Because once we get our reparations, you gonna get yours too. Just chill.
right. Real talk. Exactly. Thank you for the call, brother.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
sir.
Yeah, man, this is what we're saying, man. When they want to do something, if you want to celebrate, we don't have a problem. We really don't. Knock yourself out. We'll be out there celebrating with you. We, as foundational Black Americans, we are very secure. The problem is, let's keep it real. A lot of these folks who come over here, they have a lot of insecurities about their homeland, the fact that they had to leave because certain things was not popping. That creates an internal insecurity where they come over. And I saw something earlier where they were talking about people coming over here from African and Caribbean countries and hiding. That's another thing now. They go out of their way to hide that they are from another place. They try to blend in with us. So they try to hide where they're from. Look, we're not going to do anything to harm you. We don't care. So why are you trying to hide? That's because of your own insecurity. If we meet people from immigrant backgrounds, we don't harm you. We don't do anything to undermine you. That's why the worst they can say about foundational Black Americans is that some kid called them a booty scratcher when they were 3 years old or some stupid shit like that, which most likely didn't happen. Really, that's the worst thing they can say as far as their experience with us being from a different culture than them. Somebody called them a booty scratcher at elementary school or some goofy stuff like that, because we don't harm anybody. especially other black people. We actually go out of our way to help other black people. That's why I take offense to these folks who sit around here on Clubhouse and all of these other apps trying to dump on us. We're the only people who's helping your ass. Y'all want to dump on us and have all of these rooms whining about us. Oh, you niggas are a hate group. But damn it, where are you guys for these white supremacists who y'all lay up with? And then you end up missing. Your cousin is missing, and the white supremacists don't get charged. And this happens almost every week at this point now. No smoke for them. Y'all not sitting up in rooms talking about, hey, how can we get this white supremacist punished who most likely killed or kidnapped this um, African or Caribbean sister? Y'all not in rooms doing that. Have y'all seen what's going on in Dubai now? Y'all know they're rounding people up in Nigerians in Dubai right now. I'm talking about this very minute. They're rounding them up and kicking them out of Dubai in mass. They're not letting them get apartments. They're not even letting them get out of the airport or wherever. Whenever they show up to these travel entities, they're not even letting them touch the Dubai soil. They're getting them up out of Dubai right now. They're like, nah, it's too many of y'all. We need to just go ahead and get y'all back where y'all need to go. Y'all can't come here. Where are all the rooms and the clubhouse chats for that? How come you're not going in on the Arabs who's doing that over there? These people be rounding you up and throwing you in the streets, and then white zaddy be getting you, and you get with them, and they done took all your money out the bank, and now you missing. Your cousin is missing. No smoke for them, but y'all get in the room. Oh, we got to stay away from the Akata. Really, nigga? So we're saying, hey, look, we ain't gonna sit here on some fake Pan-Africanism, and we're putting on the cape for everybody. We're supposed to run around with S's on our chest for every damn body who don't even appreciate it. So what the hell we doing it for? We got bigger fish to fry, and that fish is going to be us focusing on foundational Black Americans and what we need to do and how we need to help each other. Because we've done enough for everybody else, and when we are in need, nobody's coming to help us. So we have to use our energy to help ourselves. And we're doing it unapologetically, and we're not ashamed of it. Let's get some other people in here. A lot of folks in here. Oh, Lord. T.S. Giselle. Lord, no. Lord, no. I do not want you on. All right, let's get, what's your name? Is it Asia? Let's get Asia. I think that's your name. Asia, I think that's your name, ma'am. Let's get you on. All right. I guess Asia phone ain't working. Let's try Mr. Ali. Let's get Mr. Ali in here. All right. Mr. Ali, hop you turn your microphone on, sir. Mr. Ali. Mr. Ali. We're waiting on Mr. Ali. Come on, brother. Okay. Mr. Ali did not pay his T-Mobile bill, and you know you can't download apps on a T-Mobile Sidekick. You know that shit don't work. You tried to finesse the phone company. Let's get Ty the Great in here. Let's get Ty the Great. All right. We're waiting on Ty. Let's get OG Fresh. Freshly Snipes. Let's get him in here. All right, y'all get y'all microphones together, family. What do y'all got going on? OG Freshly. What's
Yes,
up, man?
sir. Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right. How you doing, brother? What's on your
Doing
mind?
good. I come from Memphis, Tennessee. FBA, of course. I wanted to
No
speak
doubt.
on the fact that you were saying about the overseas, like the West Indians and all that. They do that same BS in Memphis all the time. They come in our communities, come up off of the FBA organizations, and they actually help them. And then when they get on their feet and get money, they go back and send the money to their islands or countries that never ever helped them. That's all I had
Yeah,
to
I
say.
talked to. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I was talking about that the other day. Like, Idris Elba and those guys talking about, yeah, we all are black, we're all black, we're all black. It doesn't make a difference if a British actor gets a job that an American actor is supposed to get. We're all black at the end of the day. And they say that until they get a production deal. The minute one of these British black actors get a production deal, they sit up and make a big announcement. We're going to start setting up films for Africans and Caribbeans or black actors in Britain. They get that money and they give it specifically to the folks from their lineage. They do that all the time. The minute they get a bag, they go out of their way to make sure we don't get none of it. I want y'all to notice that. Think about that, family. In large numbers, what money do we get or any resources do we get from these other groups? I'm talking about in large numbers. Large numbers, I'm talking about them as a community, not a few people. I'm talking about them as a community. What do they really do to support anything we got going on financially? Even in churches out there in New York and in Miami, I was talking about this a few weeks ago. Instead of them going to a Christian FBA church, they're like, no, we're not going to give our money to these FBA churches. They start their own Christian churches over there. In New York, there's so many Haitian churches all over New York. And these are Christian churches. They're not practicing voodoo or nothing. And some people were like, well, maybe it's the language. They be speaking Creole. Bullshit, stop it. It ain't about no language because they be in there speaking English. And the words on the front of the building ain't in no damn Creole. If you can read the damn words in the front of the church, you can understand what they're saying in there. It ain't in Creole. That's a cop out. But yeah, they start their own little Caribbean churches and stuff, Christian churches. They're like, we're going to give money to our own preachers. We're not going to give our money to them. And we don't even trip on that either. We don't trip on that. And we support all their businesses. Any business they have, we support it. You got a little Caribbean, Jamaican food. Yeah, we rock with you. We're going to support that. We don't have a problem. Yeah. So we got to see how this thing has really been one-sided. And don't let anybody shame you for calling that out. And don't let anybody shame you for saying, hey, you know what, enough is enough. We're not going to play this game, where we got a one-side Pan-Africanism. Yeah. And then y'all coming around us lying and scheming. And we don't need to be around that. Not all of them, but we got a lot of them out here who do that. Especially the ones online. They're always lying and finessing and lying about us. So we don't want to be clicked up with that. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to be clicked up with people who sitting up lying and scheming all day. No, I don't want to be clicked up with that. I don't want to have a coalition with that because you've already established that you are a deceptive person. So you're not going to be good for us. We got to learn how to have that kind of energy instead of just welcoming everybody. Everybody's invited to the barbecue. That's low self-esteem talk. We got to get off that. We got to have esteem because as foundational Black Americans, you should have the highest esteem because you damn near created the most stuff that has been taken away from you. We're the only group that has had to create things over and over and over again, and we have to share them or they get taken away. You understand? That's how creative we are, and that's why we're targeted the way we're targeted because we're like the Energizer Bunny. They look at us as the Terminator. We cannot stop these people. We're doing this. We're throwing everything under the sun at these people, and they're still surviving, and many of them are still thriving. We are a phenomenon. That's why so many people are in awe that we as foundational Black Americans can get up and still hold our heads up high every day with the stuff that we've been through. Other groups, they haven't been through a piece of what we've been through and they folded and fled. You understand? We are innately phenomenal. So we better recognize that and build on that and use our phenomenal spirit in order to empower ourselves. And we can never take our eyes off the ball, which is the white supremacists trying to sabotage everything. We always got to keep our eyes on that, and we always have to take that into consideration when we try to build something. Always look and see what are the white supremacists going to try to do to sabotage. Don't just sit up and say, I'm not going to try because they're going to sabotage. No, I'm going to try to build what I need to build to empower myself and my people. And I need to see what I can do to stop them from sabotaging us. We have to have both of those mindsets. Because what happens is you got a lot of black folks who say, well, why should I build something? The white man just gonna come mess it up anyway. So I might as well just sit here in the hood, smoke my weed, drink my drink. That's what they want you to do.